Hi there, and welcome to LimitLyss, the space where your big dreams meet grounded energy and mastering manifestation becomes your new normal. I'm Alyssa Simpson, mindset and manifestation coach, your unorthodox free spirit, and now your newfound permission slip to do life your way. Here, we break the rules by ditching societal norms of the hustle and grind. We embrace flow, alignment, and the bold decision to follow what lights you the fuck up. In each episode, I'll be sharing soul downloads, mindset shifts, energetic upgrades, and raw, authentic stories to help you unlock your magnetism, collapse timelines, and create a life that feels as good as it looks. So if you're ready to remember who you are, trust your desires, embody your highest self, and manifest from your authentic power, it's time to sit back, relax, and get ready to become limitless. Hello. How are you? Welcome back. Whew. Okay. I always feel like right before I come on here to record, well, here's the thing. Let me let you into a little bit behind the scenes. I like to, number one, set an intention. What is the goal of each podcast episode, right? Because I could honestly, though, like a lot of these are just, as you know, if you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Please stick around, consume all the things, let yourself become limitless and get regulated as fuck. But I really love to just channel what feels like needs to come through. And I am in the season of where, I don't have the luxury of just popping on and recording when I feel like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Let me record it. How I used to do things, right? Like that was Alyssa pre being a mom. Now I have to write things down in my notes or I can't contain myself. So I send everything to my email subscribers. So if you aren't on my email, get on my email. That's where all of the hot, real moment things come. And then when I have a moment to sit down and record, I can record. So before I started recording today, there are three different things that I want to talk about. And right before I hit record, I was like, okay, I'm just going to at least get through one, right? Like that's my goal is to get through one. And sometimes that turns into we go off the rails. We take this whole conversation into a brand new world. Okay, so if that happens, stick with me. We're going to get to the point of it. Um, right before we dive into the meat and the potatoes of this episode, we are stepping into a really beautiful time to be alive. And if you're listening to this and you have felt all of the hard shit of the world, all of these new things coming to light, we could deep dive into the files that have been released. That is not what this space is for. Although I will tell you, I am someone who's in that camp of already knowing and understanding the ins and outs of that. I'm not going to claim to be an expert, but I know enough to know enough. Learning about it in 2018, 2019. So this is not brand new information to me. But if this is brand new information to you, all the things that have come to light, just know that we're going to be okay. Okay, this is kind of what has to happen in order for us to move forward as a collective. And this is just more of a reason to get hell bent on owning your own sovereignty, on taking back your personal fucking power. I don't know how many more times we have to be shown that we are an all powerful being and we hold the control over our own lives. Like how many more times are we gonna have to be shown this that the people who we have been told to trust and rely on are why do we? I'm even much so now to the point where I'm like, if someone tells me like a story, I don't believe unless I've seen it with my own eyes. You know what I mean? Like I just it's just crazy. Like you have to use your discernment like wild. But I think that's the point. I think that all of this is happening for us to reconnect back with ourselves, to reconnect back with source, and to reconnect back with why we're here during this timeline in the first place, because it's not by chance. Okay. That's my disclaimer. My second disclaimer is Restfully Rich is starting so soon. Okay, you guys, like the the doors are going to shut. The doors are going to shut, and then what are you going to do? You're going to be like, "Oh fuck, I really should have got into Restfully Rich when I could have because I'm tired of hustling my fucking ass off to make my ends meet." Okay, take a breath because you still have time. If you're catching this before April, You have time. So there's good news there. Okay. Now, one thing that is like the key theme inside of Restfully Rich, and if you have missed the episode that was released on February 11th, please go back and listen to it. Again, all of my stuff that I record and talk about, it does kind of get discombobulated in my brain. So I do not know what episode number it is, but I do know that it was released on February 11th. So please go check out that episode and get the big picture of Restfully Rich. But what I really want you to understand is you are already capable, you are already strong, you are already a powerhouse. But you have been taught to use your power to hustle. You've been taught to use that power to go harder than anyone else, to make pivots sharper than anyone else, to do all these things because you have that edge to you. But I'm telling you right now that you don't have to grip so fucking hard to be able to receive. You do not have to burn out at the own expense of your natural born gift of being a powerhouse to live a rich fucking life. And that is what you will learn to do inside of Restfully Rich. So please use the link below to apply. If you're catching this episode after April, still use that link below to apply because this is going to be something that I will be running again in the future. And obviously, the wait list is going to get top priority for you to be on the next round. But this round is where you want to be because it is potent, it is on fuego, and it's never going to be this low of price again. Okay, so hop in. If you are someone who is like, holy shit, like I am such a powerhouse that I don't have time to be in a coaching container, I barely have time to listen to this podcast episode, then you need to be inside of my one on one personal private support because you have me in your back pocket. You don't have to wait for a scheduled time to get mentored and coached and guided. You don't have to wait for an opportunity for you to meet up with a girlfriend to have coffee to let someone hold you and understand what it's like to be in the shoes that you're in. When you get private support from me, you have access to me in the back pocket. ASAP. When you have something going on, you tap in, you tune in to me, and we work through it in real time together through Voxer. If you've never used Voxer, it is like a texting platform that you can send voice notes through. And it is truly designed for people who have a little to no white space in their calendar to be able to still receive mentorship and guidance and coaching. So the link is also going to be in my show notes to inquire about working privately with me. And we're going to go from there. Okay, so now that we kind of have set the stage for today, I really want to talk about the reason why you've been hearing me talk a lot about nervous system, right? And I am never going to claim to be a somatic coach, a somatic teacher, or anything like that. But what I will let you all understand is the importance of your nervous system along the side of importance of your mindset. Okay. Now, we always think of bringing our desires to fruition as if we just practice more affirmations, if we visualize harder, if we spend more time meditating, if we just get so crystal clear about the thing that we want and we can almost taste it, then that's going to be our clear message to the universe. And what I want you to understand is if your nervous system is not relaxed and regulated and feels safe, you will never be able to receive the thing that it is you are trying to bring to fruition. And that is just how it is. Calm, cool, collected, regulated, that is actually the medicine that is required for you to be able to start attracting what it is that you desire. Okay. And if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my God, that's not true because I know people who are living the life that I want, but they are burnt the fuck out. Do you think that that is because of their nervous system that they have all the things that they want? No, definitely not. And maybe their nervous system is very relaxed when it comes to receiving money, but their nervous system can't relax when it comes down to their work ethic, right? Because that's another thing too is if you have the belief, and this is why beliefs are such a true thing, and the neuroscience behind rewiring those neural pathways is so true because if you have a belief that you have to work hard in order to receive a lot, then that's going to be your truth. And so working hard does equal money in that sense. It does equal the success you're desiring because you've already established that belief in your system. Okay. But if you are tired of getting sick, feeling ill, being burnt out, anxious, stressed out, depressed, all of the things. Let's take a look at your nervous system, okay? Because every single client that I have ever worked with, they have a fried fucking nervous system. They don't come to me because they're regulated. They come to me because they're like, I don't know how much longer I can keep up this charade before I completely break, okay? And that is what I do not want you to get to. I do not want you to get to the point where you are on the brink of exhaustion, the brink of extinction, on the brink of losing yourself entirely because you have just pushed so far and so hard this one way of being and thinking that your shit collapses at the end of the day, right? So, having a bold identity shift is important, but it's not like what is necessarily needed in order to regulate your nervous system. And we don't talk enough about regulation at all. Like you ask your parents, your grandparents, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, like whoever, do you know what a nervous system is? And they're gonna be like, yeah, oh, what you mean like the thing that fires off when you get anxious? It's yes, but no. So there's still like not enough awareness around it. And even for me, like this is work that I practice and I have practiced for so long, but I've never really identified it as true nervous system regulation work because it's such a duh, like this is such a no-brainer for me, but it is. It boils down to your straight up nervous system, and I definitely think that becoming a mom and being pregnant and birthing a child and all those things for me, it really did awaken me to the actual being of our nervous systems, right? And comparing it to my work as well, if I look at the nervous system of every woman I've ever worked with, what can I kind of, I don't know, paint a picture of what they all look like? And it's all the same. It's all the fucking same. And so this is why the conversation of nervous system regulation is more apparent, especially here in my little space that you are consuming, because it is something that you've got to understand that it has nothing to do with your actual output. It has nothing to do with your actual other mindset hacks and tricks and tips. And you could understand manifestation backwards, forwards, up and down, sideways, whatever. And if your nervous system is never regulated, you can't actually apply those teachings that you're learning, right? You could have a very strong intuition and discernment, but if your nervous system is shot, you won't be able to truly and honestly attract what it is that you're desiring, okay? Your intuition might lead you in the right direction, your discernment might put you in the right room, but if your nervous system isn't regulated, you will never be able to fucking receive, okay? Which is why I built Restfully Rich, which is why I am teaching through the lens that I'm teaching now and mentoring and guiding because it is the reason why we are seeing. And I don't know if you've noticed it, but I sure as hell have. I have seen women with 6, 7 figure businesses leaving it all behind to go back to just their natural flow state of being because they burnt the fuck out, because they were never taught how to receive restfully from their own nervous system regulation, from their own feminine energy, from their own just restful 28-day lunar energy hormone cycle being, right? And this is so much more like the holistic lens of it. Yes, of course, is understanding our energy as women, but it goes beyond that in the sense of, like I said, you are a powerhouse, you are strong, you are capable, and so you've been told to use that edge to be a fucking dog in business. And I got that dog in me. I'm able to out earn men and blah 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 and all this like fucking like boss babe bullshit. But it's at what expense, right? You have all these things, but at what expense? Okay. The honest truth around it is when you have that level of, okay, this is my frame of reference, I know that when I work hard and I use my edge and I use the power that's within me to receive the things that I want, to have this successful business and all these things, whatever, what you're teaching your nervous system is that you don't know how to relax or to brace for rest. And so what ends up happening is your body will force you to rest and relax by either getting sick, having some kind of weird ailment, or the universe intervenes and something happens to where you literally have no choice but to fucking chill out and rest. And an image that's coming to my head is if you watch Friends, whenever it's the episode where the like the life the episode where it could have been or whatever, and Phoebe is a lawyer and she has a heart attack because she's all stressed out and smoking and stuff, and she's in the hospital like trying to still be a part of her stock market firm that she's in or whatever, and they're like, you literally had a heart attack, like chill out. Like that's how I see so many of these women in the world of entrepreneurship and in the world of business who are true powerhouses. They are so at the brink of it all because they're operating from their masculine. This is why men are much more able to have that type of drive and it not burn them out because they're built for it. Their nervous systems are literally wired different than ours. Their hormones are literally wired different than ours. So that is why we cannot try to do things exactly as men in business, as a woman in business, because we literally, like, we are two completely different beings. Our biology is different. Like there's no fucking way that we could keep up in the rat race, if you want to call it that, with men and still have the calm, cool, collected, hanging out on a yacht every quarter, whatever the fuck vision you have in your mind, because we aren't wired to do so. Okay. So you have to understand your nervous system. You have to understand that it's okay to not always be on. You have to understand that rest is a crucial, intricate part of your success. And until you understand that and learn it and apply it in a way that's actually going to fucking work, you are going to continue to be on this hamster wheel. You're going to continue to ask, like, when is it going to get easier? When is it going to get better? When is someone going to save me? Or you're going to burn everything that you've built down because you're like, it's not fucking worth it anymore. And I don't want, and guess what? There's a third option. There's a third option and it's right in front of you. Hi, hello. Restfully Rich is where you need to be. And that's it. That's the goal. That's the vibe. This is the truth hiding right in plain sight. It has been around for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes if you've been here listening. And it's just such an important thing that I won't stop talking about it. I won't stop making it such a huge part of who I am, because women who receive exactly what it is they desire, wealth, abundance, love, all of the beautiful things, when it's in the hands of capable, wonderful, loving, kind, charitable, generous women, that's what changes the world, right? And you have the power within you. Somewhere along the way, it maybe got shaken out of you, maybe it got beaten out of you, whatever. But if what is happening right now in our world isn't like a key indicator enough that you have got to take back your sovereignty, then I don't know what else is. And when you take back your sovereignty, you're going to be asked to do things in a powerful, strong, I got this, like, don't fuck with me, I'm a lion energy, right? But you can do it in a way that's regulatory for your nervous system and beneficial for your overall well being. And that's what I'm here to teach you. So get in while you can, get in where you fit in, apply, make sure that you are not only applying for Restfully Rich, but you've got to be inside of my membership if you aren't already. I made it free this past week and a half, which is a new thing that I should have mentioned at the beginning of this episode, but here we are now. I didn't forget. And the reason that I made it free, I took the price off of it because with everything that is going on in the world, you literally do not need another excuse to not learn about your own sovereign being. You literally don't need another excuse to not take your fucking power back and become the version of you who is able to stand in your own power and in your own being and in your own essence and say, you can't fuck with me. And that is what you can get inside of my membership. So it is free. You have literally no reason not to join. Make sure you use the link to hop in, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. I'm so grateful that you tuned in today. If this episode activated something in you, share it with a bestie who's also ready to become limitless. And don't forget to leave a review to help more people find this space. Wanting more? Get on my email list and subscribe to my YouTube channel for exclusive downloads, mindset shifts, and behind the scenes magic that I only share there. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, keep trusting the pull, honoring your energy, and manifesting your most abundant life.